why does my back hurt first thing in the morning? And more importantly, will changing sleeping posture help out with that? Let's dive into that. Before we do, 2 things you should really understand before we talk about sleeping postures and back pain. First thing is, it really depends on what type of injury you have. There are discs, there are muscles, there's joints, there's nerves. Depending on what tissue is injured, that's going to dictate which posture might be best. And then also body type. Some people have larger, curvier hips and a curvier spine. Other people might have more narrow hips and more of a flat, straight spine. And I want to try to help you navigate all of that. But I tell you this just so you understand that there might be some experimentation on your part in order to find the best sleeping posture for you. So really, as you play with these, how do you feel throughout the night? And more importantly, when you first wake up in the morning as you experiment with these things. Let's talk about side sleeping postures first. Talk about what maybe should not be done. A lot of side sleepers, they want to have their pelvis rotated, and as they rotate their pelvis, is a little torqued, what happens is the spine twists. That can be okay the first 10 minutes maybe that somebody's falling asleep, it's not painful, but as they hang out there in that position for too long, more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes even, that's not a good thing for the spine. So what that would look like, if I turn around, you can see the spine. As I bring that pelvis forward here, well, that spine has to twist. And if it's twisted like that for a long period of time, it doesn't do very well with that. So for side sleepers, what's probably most important is to keep the knees on top of the knees. You're stacked, hips are stacked, ankles on top of the ankles, and put a pillow in between your knees. Now everything's nice and aligned and you don't have that twist in your spine. So this is very important. If you have a body pillow, use a body pillow. If you're a stomach sleeper and you feel like, I just feel more comfortable sleeping on my stomach, but it hurts my back, consider changing to side sleeping, but with a body pillow, because you can almost lean into it. You hug it and you lean into it. You've got that security, you've got that comfort on the front of your body, but yet your spine's not in that extended position that it would be in a sleeping position or in a stomach sleeping position. Okay, another thing to consider for side sleepers. Some people have a more flat back, and that roundedness through their spine here is not as good for them. They do better by being a little bit more upright. Other people have more of a spine where they're really arched, and they do better by when they sleep coming out of that a little bit if they're a side sleeper. So let me show you what that would look like and just some little tips, some things that you could do to just tweak your positioning a little bit. You're on your side, and maybe that flat back type, they're a little bit more rounded like this here. And so what they might want to do is just extend their spine just a little bit, kind of arch it, and then fall into place right there. So they're not here. They can just arch it, settle in, and then there they are. The opposite could be true for somebody who lives more in an extended position, and they might want to come out of that a little bit and hang out there. So again, what that looks like is you're laying, you might just want to arch or flex your spine into a position that's more neutral. Lastly, side sleepers with larger hips, they're just gonna have big hips, they tend to kind of fall in to their mattress like this here. They might do better with a little bit of support right above their waist bone. They're right in here, they've got that support. So that kind of covers the basics of side sleeping. Let's talk about sleeping on your back. Some people do just fine on their back. If it's a recent disc injury and they don't do well with flexion forces, they may do best by placing something like this again, a very small pillow, you don't need much, right under their low back, the smaller of their back, and that feels good for them. Again, how do you feel when you wake up in the morning? That's going to really dictate what you should be doing probably. For the opposite, if it's more of the small joints in the back of the spine, they're going to do best by putting their knees up. So some people say, oh, it feels so great when I put my legs up on a pillow here. So there's another option. Again, you're going to have to play with these. So there's the two things for back sleepers. And again, some people might do best just comfortable right here, laying on my back. And then the last thing, stomach sleepers, it's usually not recommended. You don't find many healthcare practitioners that advocate, hey, you should go sleep on your stomach. Most importantly, just put your neck. It's more damaging for the neck because your neck just has to be in a rotated position, so it's not good. If you're that person that arches your back too much, you're just keeping your spine in that arched position, and that's not good. They do better to unload it by flexing their spine a little bit more. All of that being said, if you're a stomach sleeper and that's what feels the best for me, I get the best night's sleep and my back feels the best after sleeping on my stomach, who am I to tell you not to do that? You're going to have to find this out on your own. I'm just saying it's usually not recommended. So those are just some little tips for sleeping for people with low back pain and some sleeping ideas and things to play with. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. I love answering your questions. If you found this useful, please go ahead and give it that little thumbs up, like it for me, so that I can get these videos out to more people. And thanks for watching all of this. If you're still watching right now, you've watched the whole thing. That's all I have. It means you enjoy watching me on your YouTube, or Facebook, whatever you're watching. Go watch one of my other videos now.